And as we toyed with last week, we're going to just do kind of like a quick opening as far as how we felt about Dynamite with the good, the bad, and the ugly. Because I know what's in store on the back end of this in terms of what we're going to talk about lengthwise. We're going to start off with the good. What was your good? And we have not discussed this beforehand.
Oh, yeah, we did not previously discuss what our choices are here. You're gonna know why my good is my good. The Acclaimed and Daddy Ass won.
My good in
I
general,
needed that. I really needed that.
the crowd. I'm giving the crowd my good for the night because at least until the point in which we became a whole lot less invested in the show, that crowd
Yeah.
was on fire until about halfway through. It was harder to be super invested after that, but I didn't really notice anything crazy for later as terms of crowd, not compared to the first half.
Yeah.
What about your bad? Because I know that's. Did you figure one out? Because I knew you weren't sure
I
on
have.
this.
So yeah. Just because I'm going to shit on one segment so hard, I'm going to give it to Kenny's eyeliner. Holy shit, that man wears too much eyeliner.
You know what? That gives me an honorary mention for the good. Takeshita getting involved in a story.
Yeah.
My
Yeah,
good.
yeah, that would have been my good if I didn't have to have the Acclaim as my good.
As far as my bad, I'm going to give it to the end of the main event because it felt like it was a very flat ending for a show. End the
Mhm.
show with a count out.
Yeah, it was a little bit of flat. I agree with that.
I'll end up chiming in on the ugly, but I do feel like this is a situation where I just say take the fucking reins.
Mhm. Yeah. So, my ugly today is the horrible booking of black wrestlers in AEW in the last few months. I I am tired of watching every single one of them lose constantly on TV. And the icing on the cake was tonight with Hobbs losing that belt. And the belt, him having the belt, was never about him at any point. It was always about QT Marshall and him screwing Wardlow. So Hobbs was just this background character that just so happened to get the belt. And when Wardlow wanted it back, he could take it at any time because Hobbs is nothing.
Which is
He's a waste
literally
of a
what
champ.
happened.
That was the worst title run. Yep, I'm saying it. That was the worst title run, even though he had it longer than Wardlow's previous reign.
So
But at least Wardlow looked strong losing. Hobbs, he won a couple matches, but he needed help for every match that he won. And then he needed help to lose.
specifically outside of the Acclaimed, every black champion in general has been very disappointing in general because Scorpio Sky, nobody. It was the whole
Mhm,
Dan Lambert thing. It just yeah. Jade booked
mhm.
super strong, but fucking
Love it.
boring. Like a
Yeah,
lack
yeah.
of real story.
Jade is an incredible character and just she oozes charisma, but holy shit, they don't give her a story. Like, I like that she's got this Taya Valkyrie story going right now. It's pretty cool. But also, you're not going to put a belt on Taya Valkyrie that quick. So it's kind of like we know the end result has got to be Jade winning this.
In addition
uh,
to that, like you look at some of the other things for stories that she's had put in front of her, like there could have been so much more with Kira Hogan and Red Velvet, and they didn't. But the last time she had a decent story was with Nyla, and that was fun.
mhm.
But that was months ago.
Yeah, yeah, that was a long time ago. Yeah, a long time ago in the far, far away, there was
A good story.
There's stories, and they were not only booking black people to lose. Like, and and I feel justified here, not just because being a black wrestling fan, I want that representation, and I see us lose to white people all day, every day. Can I see us win on TV, please?
In it, like on top of that, we were talking about this during the show as we were watching. Swerve. Okay, him and Keith Lee as tag team champions and how they broke up, good story. As soon as they broke up, whether it be because of injuries and stuff, all the momentum died there. But he has a new faction. And he lost his first match with said new faction.
Yeah. Yeah, like we knew Darby had to win because he's involved in a world title feud, but then don't book Swerve for that match because he needs to win. Otherwise, he just looks like, because it's like, oh, he upgraded, he's got this new faction, and he still can't win.
I mean, you would think in general gaining a faction or growing more would be an upgrade, but you know how I feel. Him being tied down with the embassy, I don't like it. I don't.
Yeah. I'm hoping to see more out of that because I think Swerve can make it work because he's Swerve.
I have all the
But
confidence in the
we've got to
world.
see some more.
You know what? I can
They
I
got
can see it working when they eventually kick out Brian Cage. Kick out Brian Cage, bring in Will Hobbs as the enforcer, and let him not be with QTV because that also brings him down, as you already said.
Oh man. Yeah, because the Brian Cage behind Swerve thing is funny to me because Swerve's like this
The
got
size of his
ski
leg.
mask. He's like, I got this ski mask on and I'm trying to look gangster. And Brian Cage is like, bodybuilding competition? Yeah.
It's like I think
Oh
you'd be
my
fine
gosh.
with Gates of Agony. I think that'd be fine for Swerve.
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that'd be fine. But yeah, it's Brian Cage with the bodybuilder thing. It's yeah. I don't know. But it's Swerve though.
I mean, Ryan hits it like we talked about. He says Hodgson's a better manager. Yes, but in general, QTV's just been a bad group for him. Keith Lee, I
Yeah.
agree. His new, I don't mind him having gray hair look. That's fine. But the whole wizard priest kind of cloaks and stuff he's been doing, I agree. I don't feel like that does him any favors.
Look, he's a cleric, man. Leave him alone.
It feels like we went back to like WWF 1994, man.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I'm worried. That's all. I am very worried. I hope that I get to see a little bit better booking of the brown folk
Which is
soon.
why I hope they circle back to Ricky and they make him ready. I let him be the one who gets the belt from MJF.
Yeah, because and then that's there's another thing that's going on right now, and I'm like, oh, this is nice. I know what the end result is.